12 months back in the White House, our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, and the United States is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%. The United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. But we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. Under my leadership, U.S. natural gas production is at an all-time high by far. The price of gasoline is now below $2.50 a gallon in many states. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation. The consequences of such destructive policies have been stark, including lower economic growth, lower standards of living, lower birth rates, more socially disruptive migration. That's why issues like energy, trade, immigration, and economic growth must be central concerns to anyone who wants to see a strong and united West. And I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States. All we want from Denmark for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. They have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public. We're cracking down on more than $19 billion in fraud that was stolen by Somalian bandits. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. The explosion of prosperity and conclusion and progress that built the West did not come from our tax codes. It ultimately came from our very special culture. We have to defend that culture and rediscover the spirit that lifted the West from the depths of the Dark Ages to the pinnacle of human achievement.